Yo, shout out to everybody here in the building, man. Craziness. Just got done doing a live, talking about this offense, picking up Jacoby Myers, for those who are wondering. It's funny. I literally just said that this regime was in love with Darren Waller. Moving forward, I'm not going to take anything that these guys say serious because I don't know what's real and what's not with this new regime. I'm be totally real with you. But breaking news, we have traded Darren Waller, tight end to the New York Giants, for a 3rd-round pick. Trade compensation. Giants are sending a 3rd-round pick, the number 100. I believe this is the one that the Giants got for Tony. They traded to the hold on. Yo, I'm live right now, bro. It's wasted, man. This is the pick that the Giants picked up for Tony when they traded him to the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody is going crazy. I see Josh Jacobs saying this shit is sad. I see Jermaine and Luminor tweeting out what the fuck. At this point, you guys, this is crazy. We have officially traded Darren Waller, tight end, to the New York Giants for a 3rd-round pick. I don't know if this regime knows something that we may not know about his health. Maybe he's not ready to go. Maybe they're concerned about the durability issues with Darren Waller. We all know year in and year out, he's dealt with some things. I know his newly wife is pissed. Plum is probably pissed. They just got married a week or two ago. She plays for the Las Vegas Aces. Her owner is the guy that wrote off that it's okay to move on from her husband to New York. This is crazy. Breaking news. Our Raiders have traded tight end Darren Waller to the New York Giants. And if he can stay healthy, the ball is going to work wonders with Darren Waller at the tight end spot. This frees us up, I believe, $11 million, you guys, so we can put this towards a defensive guy. Look, we have all been kind of up in arms with the whole Darren Waller experience. Let's just keep it a buck, you guys. Last year, a lot of us were ready to move on from him. A lot of people thought that he was kind of playing injured in a sense to try and get that extension. We extended him. And now the Giants have to take on that contract. Hey, I'm going to say this, you guys. New York is a great place to rap, right? I mean, that's a great place to go and try and get your rap career off the ground. I mean, hey, you're going to the Mecca, Darren Waller. You could take that Turf Toe record straight to New York City. All those labels are sitting right there looking at you, King. That is the place to get your rap career off the ground, man. It ain't Vegas. I'll tell you that. But, now we have Jesper Horsted as the only tight end on this roster at this point. Foster Moreau is a free agent, so I don't think we're going to bring him back because us saving $11 million, this, to me, feels as though this is going to be money directed towards the defense. So I believe this brings us over $20 million in cap space again. We're back over the 20 mark. How do you guys feel about this? I know we're all confused. A 3rd-round pick for Darren Waller. There was talks last season that Green Bay wanted to potentially trade a 2nd-round pick for Darren Waller. This is crazy. I'm going to be honest. Once again, you guys, y'all may feel like Graphk is just being very optimistic. I'm not really tripping. I'm not really tripping at all. Another 3rd-round pick to help build this defense. Darren Waller has not been durable, you guys. He has not been durable at all. The thing I'm worried about is only having Jesper Horsted as pretty much the only tight end on the roster outside of, our practice squad. But I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping at all. It's shocking, to be honest, because I thought these guys were going to keep him around. But I'm not going to lose my shit. A 3rd-round pick for Darren Waller, a guy that's on the wrong side of 30. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. Not mad. No wonder his jersey was half off. They've been new. Facts. Facts plus tax, man. Look, at the end of the day, man, Darren Waller came with so many question marks. You know what I'm saying? not being able to stay healthy. You know what I mean? Him wanting to do other things off the field more than football, i.e. rapping and you know, the mental health advocate, which I love. You know what I'm saying? You know, the other stuff, you know, with him sitting courtside at the Aces game while his team played a practice, you know, I'm like tripping right now. I'm kind of like all over the place because I'm shocked. You know what I'm saying? A preseason game. You know what I mean? There was so many different things going on with Darren Waller. I'm not mad, but I'm like shocked. JP, honestly, I'm not surprised because we've been talking about trading Waller since 2021. There you go, JP. And people tend to forget that this was Gruden's guy. This was Gruden's guy. You know what I mean? This was Olsen's guy. The previous regime was the one that found him on the practice squad in Baltimore. So this is our previous regime's guy. JP, man, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you on the donation. Shout out to Jims. I don't think they're stacking picks to move up in the draft for a quarterback. We won't miss much from him gone. Calling it. Oh, I think they're stacking picks to move up in the draft. Wouldn't be shocked. Would not be shocked about it. At least we got some draft capital. You guys, we keep talking about the defense, right? We keep talking about the defense. Well, this frees up a lot more money to go out and spend on the defense. It saves us $11 million this season towards the cap. So, yeah, for those who have not seen yet, breaking news, Darren Waller has been traded to the New York Giants for a third-round pick. I believe it's the 100th pick in this upcoming draft. Yeah, man. Let me see. There's so much going on Twitter. Josh is pissed. Will Compton is pissed. A lot of people are pissed about this situation. I'm not the one that's pissed. I'm going to be honest. I'm not mad at all. I'm really not. To be real with you, last year I was all for moving on from Darren Waller. So at this point, hey, the writing's on the wall. He's barely played the last 2 seasons. Wouldn't be shocked if we draft one or go get Hunter Henry. Josh, there you go. Josh McDaniels is finally he's literally at this point turning this into his team. Getting rid of the guys he does not want no longer on this roster and going to get his guys. I would not be shocked if he went out and got Hunter Henry, former Patriot. Shout out to Ant, man. I wanted a higher pick for him, but the way stuff went down for him last year, I'm not surprised. Me neither. At all. You guys, the same people that were upset earlier about us going to get Jacoby Myers and now moving on from Darren Waller, it makes no sense to me. Everybody's so mad about, we're directing money still towards the offense and so on and so forth. Well, guess what? We just got rid of a guy to bring in a guy and freed up some more money potentially and some draft capital to go get more defenders and freed up $11 million. At the end of the day, you got to pick where you want to go with this thing, man. You know what I mean? We brought in the guy familiar with the system and got rid of an often injured tight end in Darren Waller. They are dismantling anything Gruden touched. Renfro's next, and I wouldn't doubt they send Mac. Nah, there's no way. Max ain't going anywhere. I'll drink bleach. Denver, McDouche vibes. He's not going anywhere. Lump. He's not. Max ain't going in. There's no way in hell you can sell that to this organization or this fan base moving on from Max Crosby at this point. Build defense, facts. Our offense can still be deadly. Ton of draft capital. Shout out to my dog Jims. Facts, bro. Shout out to Jason Hunter. Resign Moreau. Go get a defensive stud in free agency. I'm not resigning Moreau. I think his spot track somewhere along the lines of $7 or $8 million, Jay. I'm not spending that. Go get a guy early in the draft if you need to. If you have to, go get Darnell Washington from Georgia now with that extra third-round pick if he's there. Or trade up to the second and go get him. Go get a cheaper option and a guy that will probably be there every week for you. Has no durability issues. Darren Waller has had durability problems for us for the past few seasons, you guys. This is not something that should be a surprise to any of us, even though it is. Shout out to Don. He had one good year. Here comes Gronk. He's bored. I wouldn't be shocked. But you guys see Gronk coming out of retirement and going to play somewhere for a team that does not have Tom Brady? I don't. But wouldn't be shocked. That would be funny, right? Move on from Darren Waller and bring in Gronk. Wow. Raider Ricks, Darnell Washington. Hey, man. Telling you. Let me see. Darnell Washington's a dog, man. Bro, can we do something on defense? We freed up space. but nothing spectacular on the defense yet. And it's still time, brother. It's still the second day of free agency. It's just the second day of free agency. We have plenty of time to make some moves. Let me ask you guys this. Would you trade Darren Waller for, I'm just saying, the $11 million and putting that towards going to get a corner or a defensive tackle? Would you guys be upset if we used that $11 million and went out in free agency and got a potential star on the defensive side of the ball? I'm cool with that. I am cool with that. There's not enough football to go around when you have Davante, Waller, Renfro, Jacoby. There's just too much shit going on the offensive side of the ball. Let me see. Time for Davis Allen, tight end from Clemson, or Darnell Washington from Georgia. Max, we talked about Davis Allen earlier. Wouldn't be shocked now. We definitely need a tight end. We definitely need one. Tell you that. We definitely need one now. James Bradbury incoming. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that happening. And a former Patrick Graham guy. Can definitely see that. Let me see. Chris says we should have never paid him in the first place. Jeremiah, who's to say we didn't make any calls, man? Who's to say that we haven't made any calls? And it's very, very, it's not too many times you see player for player trades, right? It's usually draft capital, you know what I mean? And maybe an extra, I don't know, but I wouldn't see us sending Darren Waller to a team for a defender. You get the draft capital, take the draft capital and go out and draft your guy. Go out and draft your guy. Now, would I have been upset if we traded Darren Waller for, say, a Leonard Williams? Would have loved that. Go get the defensive tackle that we need on this roster from the Giants for Darren Waller. I would have loved it. The ball, you know, he's an offensive guy. You go out and get Leonard Big Cat Williams, a Raider fan, you know what I mean, USC guy. I would have been happy. But that money is off the books, you guys. $11 million is off the books, and now we have an extra third-round pick. 12 picks at our disposal now. 12 picks at our disposal. This draft is heavy with tight ends. Yes. Facts. Make it happen. Facts. Facts. I'm not upset about this. Yes, we are looking at Mercedes Lewis, Chris, but that is a 38-year-old tight end that's known for his blocking ability. He's not going to be that receiving guy for us, but he is a blocking tight end that can help that right side of the O-line. I'm with it. Colts, like your life depended on it, Big Mike. Out of Old Dominion. Definitely facts. Extra draft capital to potentially move up in the draft. That can be what this is for. Who's to say? We do not know. We do not know. Shout out to Patrick B. Such a deep starting tight end draft. Waller's replaceable for a cheaper, younger, healthier. He seemed to want out and had a bad attitude anyway. Time for a defensive splash. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. When he went and got his whole head tattooed, I was kind of wondering what the hell was going on with Darren Waller. Darren Waller got Max Crosby's bird, the condor, tattooed on his head. And I seen it live in living color. I was a little shocked by that. I was like, Darren Waller's going to get a condor tattooed on his head. A little different, man. A little different. But I know that Plum is pissed. His wife, well, Mrs. Waller now, is very, very mad. Playing for the Aces and watching her husband get traded to the New York Giants. Wow. Shout out to Patrick B on the donation. I appreciate you, King. How do you guys feel about this, man? How do you guys feel about this move? Let me see. You know, like us, these motherfuckers ain't fixing the D. Open your eye. Why? How do we know that? How do we know that? Angry out. How do you know that? How do we know that? Shout out to Josh. What up, Docs? You think we draft Darnell Washington now? I can definitely see that as a second round grab out of Washington. I mean, out of Georgia. I can definitely see that. Darnell Washington. I don't want to use a second round pick though on a tight end, but you know, he potentially may be a first round guy. But if he's there, could you imagine if Darnell Washington was available with this third round pick out of Georgia, that we got the 100th pick in this draft? That would be funny. That would be funny, man. Literally, you get your replacement right there. People tend to forget, you guys. He is 30 years old, I believe, and dealing with durability issues. Oh, Brad. Laporta in the third. Waller got soft after that contract. I can see that, Chris. I can definitely see us moving back and getting more picks. Definitely. Let me see if there's anything else going on Twitter. You guys, shout out to everybody here in the building. Oh, man. Crazy. Breaking. Traded Darren Waller for a 3rd-round pick. Let me see. Yeah, Waller's going to save us $11.38 million in cap. Wouldn't be shocked if Renfro was on the way out now, too. Would not be shocked if Renfro was on the way out as well. Shout out to Mo, man. My dog Mo. And he said, big picture. Still think the Raiders move Hunter Renfro, maybe compiling draft picks to still move up for a QB they love in the draft. Multiple reports pointed to the Raiders as a team that was interested in the number 1 overall pick. Even with Jimmy G, Raiders may want their guy. Their guy. Let me see. Yeah, man. Try to tell y'all, man. New York, bro. Try to tell you, man. Hey, New York. New York is a place that Darren Waller can go get his rapping career off the ground, man. Every label is out there. No fingers. I will call you back. Shout out to my brother, L Fingers. I'll call you back. He's probably calling me about this Darren Waller shit too. I think Dalvin Tomlinson, out of tension, is their plans. Dalvin Tomlinson went to Cleveland. Rube, I don't know if you've seen that. He got paid $14.2 million by Cleveland, by the Cleveland Browns. I think Renfro is a player-for-player trade, and we can trade a 3rd for a defensive tackle. Shout out to my dog, Rube. Times Square Waller. Tony, I'm low-key shocked because it came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Because these guys kept expressing their love for Darren Waller in every interview they were in when asked about him. But I'm not pissed. I'm not pissed about it. I'm kind of like, whoa, you know what I mean? But I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about this at all. Not freeze up $11 million. Yeah, elite. Look, they're not bullshitting. They're not playing. They're not playing at all. You freed up over $11 million, man. And you got a 3rd-round pick. Jacoby and Davante Adams, fire. Talk that shit, Raider Paul. I like that, half-breed. I love this new regime. It's all about putting the team first, not yourself. Otherwise, kick rocks. Raw Dog says, I'm hella optimistic. Man, you guys, I did videos last year talking about trading Darren Waller. Me personally, I didn't want him to be a Raider last year. To be real, you know. So I'm cool. I can wash my hands of this situation. I'm good. Gronk's on his way. We're not going to pay him, though. Raider Rock. At the end of the day, it would be crazy to free up that $11 million and then go pay Foster Moreau $7 or $8 million to come back. That would be crazy. And another guy that has struggled to catch the football, Foster Moreau, in big time. And Darren Waller, too, you guys. Let's just keep it a buck, man. Another player that struggled to catch the football in the end zone. You know what I mean? Like, let's not act as if this guy didn't come with liabilities attached to him. Shout out to Naaman, my dog, man. Shout out to Rich. Didn't you say last year that we should have made Waller play out his original contract? You were right. Shout out to Rich. I'm not mad about this move. I'm kind of shocked because it came out of left field, but I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. This is a deep tight end class, you guys. A very, very deep tight end class. Josh McDaniels is very much well known to go out and get some great tight ends. You know, you see what he did with Hernandez. You know, you see what he did with Gronk up there in New England. I'm not too worried about the tight end spot. Shout out to everybody in the building. Wipe them feet, you guys. Hit them thumbs up. Breaking news. Tight end Darren Waller has been traded to the New York Giants for a 3rd-round pick. The number 100th pick in this year's draft is now our Vegas Raiders pick. Let me see. I think a lot of people in this chat is definitely overvaluing Darren Waller. No shade to Darren Waller at all. This is not me shitting on him. When healthy, this dude is a physical specimen, an athletic monster. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of you guys are very much overvaluing what he brings to the table. Availability is always the best ability, and he's not always happy. He's not always out there come Sunday. Logan, look, bro, are you new to this channel? Because if you aren't, I have to tell you this. People have seen me lose my shit week in and week out with this team. So trust me, brother, I'm not afraid to just lose my mind on a live if something bad happens. To me, this isn't something to be over the top about. It's not. I'm not really tripping off of it. I'm not trying to shine this turd. I think if anything, you're trying to shine the turd, trying to bring Darren Waller back and hope that he's healthy. Hope that he's all in on what we're doing as an organization. You know what I'm saying? Shining a turd is bringing back a guy that you have to question year in and year out if he wants to be there. Question, you know what I'm saying, if he's hurt or not hurt. You know what I mean? That's shining a turd. A shining a turd is bringing back the same situation and hoping that things change. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. Do I wish we could have got a 2nd-round pick? Definitely, man. Definitely wish we could. But we got a 3rd round in a deep defensive draft and a deep tight end draft. So why would I stress out about this? Why would I try to shine a turd? This isn't shining a turd. Tell you one thing, though. If Jalen Ramsey's contract wasn't so insane, that 3rd-round pick could have came back to we could have definitely got Jalen Ramsey with that 3rd-round pick. Raid Kingdom, man. Look, I think if Davante goes, he goes. That's not going to happen, though. The best wide receiver in the league will be a Raider. At the end of the day, man, the guy has a family. He has a wife. He just moved and packed up his, everything in his family to move to the West Coast from Green Bay. I just don't see the man, not just the football player, but the man demanding to move out of a situation where his family is finally comfortable being. It just makes no sense. If there was any question that Davante wasn't the guy, Davante's the guy now. He is I mean, if anybody had questions, if Darren Waller's this or this guy is that, well, Davante's the guy at this point. If anybody had to question that in the past, in which I don't think anyone should have, but Davante is the true number 1 guy in the passing game for us. Alex, look, man, he just lost a guy that's been there pretty much the entire time he's been a Raider. Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs were probably close. It's difficult. These young guys coming to the league with people and it's difficult to part ways with them. You know what I mean? They pretty much played their entire careers together. So, and let's not act as though when Darren Waller isn't healthy, he's one of the greatest tight ends in the league. So I expect Josh Jacobs to be pissed. I do. But I'll tell you this, if we take some of that money and extend him, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. It's a business. He'll be all right. I bet you if that $11 million went towards Josh Jacobs' way, that frown would be turned upside down immediately. Ziegler gives no fucks. This is facts. No fucks at all. Let me see. Darren will be 31 years old in September, you guys. 31 in September. Pretty much the day this season starts. I think September 13th, pretty much. He'll be 31 years old. Shout out to Alvin. Appreciate you, man. I'm becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate you so much. If you guys want to become a member, the link is definitely in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Pace, man. Bum for now, but paying Jacobs, drafting a tight end, building a good defense, and trading up for a quarterback can make up for it. I remain hopeful as usual. There you go. Think about this, you guys. We got rid of 2 major contracts, Derek Carr's and Darren Waller's now. You guys wanted a defense, right? You wanted a defense. You want to be able to build the defense, right? Somebody had to go. Shit, a few people had to go. If you want to continue to build the defense, we have to stop acting as though you can just magically do that overnight. You have to get rid of big-time contracts. Darren Waller had a big contract. Derek Carr was getting paid an astronomical amount of money. You have to move on. Pick what you guys want to do. Please stop making this shit like it's like you can't have it both ways. You can't. Shout out to LF, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you on becoming a member of the channel. That means a lot to me, King. Thank you so much. Welcome to the membership family, brother. Shout out to Dinah. Always hurt or being lame. Good riddance. Yeah, man. For real. Do you guys forget the day we lost that Rams game? The day we lost that Rams game in heartbreaking fashion, Darren Waller drops a music video the following morning called Turf Toe. To me, that's a troll. Like, that's a troll to me. Like, can you not like look at the big picture? Hurt at the moment, but it was the right decision. There you go. There you go, Mace Stride. There you go. Yes, it sucks. You lose a talent like him, but yes, it was the right decision. Our fan base thinks only our team does this stuff. Great teams do this. Great teams do this. So what? Y'all would rather just, keep shining a turd like John Gruden did year in and year out? Just keep bringing the same guys back and expect different results, and then draft terribly like the previous regime? Like, you have to start somewhere. You have to move some of these big time contracts. You have to take some chances in order to better your team. And that's what this regime is doing. They went out and got rid of Waller. They brought one of their guys in. You guys were crying earlier. We spent $11 million a year on Jacoby. Well, guess what? We just got that $11 million back off of Darren Waller's back. So if you were crying earlier, I want you to wipe those tears off, because you just got exactly what you wanted back. You put $11 million towards Jacoby Myers and got $11 million right back with getting rid of Darren Waller. Literally. That was a chess move, man. This regime went and got their guy and moved on from Darren Waller for the same exact money. That shit's hilarious, man. Hilarious. And a top 100 pick for him. And a top 100 pick. A top 100 pick. The same people complaining that Jimmy G is injury prone are now sad that Darren Waller is leaving. Laugh out loud. Get real. Jacoby Myers is a great pickup. He is. Phenomenal pickup. Phenomenal pickup. And if you move on from Renfro to JT, oh well, another guy that's always hurt. Could you imagine if this regime said, you know what? We're getting rid of Renfro by Friday as well, before that contract really kicks in, and they go get Tank Dell out of Houston? Could you imagine? Firepower. Not saying they would, because I still think that pick is going to go towards defense. I've seen Josh McDaniels work with far less in New England to still have that be a high-powered offense in New England, working with less. So I'm not worried about moving on from a often hurt Darren Waller. I've been saying draft Washington. Now was the time. There you go, Wilder. There you go, Wilder. Talk that shit. Shout out to my brother Hammer. We'll have just under 40 mil if Renfro is traded. Boom. 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 Let me see. Shout out to Big Dave on the 50-piece special. Appreciate you, King. Something is about to go down. Either we trade up or get a big name talent on the defense. Waller is on the wrong side of 30. Definitely has been injured the past 2 seasons. Calm down, relax, nation. They didn't win 6+ Super Bowls for nothing. Talk that shit, Big Dave. Salute to you, my brother, on the 50-piece special. But even more, salute to you for that haymaker that you put upon us. Exactly. A guy on the wrong side of 30 who's been injured the past 2 seasons. We got to calm down. Facts. And I don't want to hear this. Oh my God, dude. Our fan base is so crazy, Big Dave. This year, they're probably going to watch Darren Waller and Derek Carr even more than our own team, just to say, see, I'm not watching either one of those dudes. I'm not watching Derek Carr in New Orleans. I'm not watching Darren Waller in New York. I don't care. They're no longer a Raider, so I don't even care moving forward. I'm not. But if you guys are going to come in my comment section week in and week out during the season saying, look, man, Darren Waller had 100 yards and 2 TDs, please leave. Please leave now. Please leave now. If you're going to just continue to talk about what Derek Carr doing, he had a great game for New Orleans 1 week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Who cares? Shout out to Big Dave. Mac Hollins, we can still bring him back. A great special teams guy, a great leader in the locker room. And he's really cheap. He'll be cheap. We can definitely still bring back Mac Hollins. Yep, we play the Giants at home this year. How much you want to bet? Let's bet money right now that Darren Waller won't even be there to play that game. How much you want to bet? He'll probably be hurt. Greg, Romeo, not my brother. I didn't get your super chat, King. What were you trying to say? Ooh, okay. Shout out to Nap. Mike Gesicki. Another guy that not too many people are talking about out of Miami. People kind of compare him to Darren Waller a lot. Can definitely see that. Shout out to Nap. Shout out to my brother Maul, man. Raiders fans tripping out over players they wanted gone last season is commented to me. Can't build a defense with all your money going to the offense. Relax. Shout out to my dog Maul, man. Talk that shit, bro. Talk that shit, King. Shout out to Robbie. Isn't a tight end? Yes, it's a very tight end heavy draft. Yes, Robbie. That's why I'm not worried about this. These guys are making very, very smart moves, like under the radar moves, man. You see, we have not addressed the cornerback position, right? Still have not addressed the corner spot in free agency thus far. Probably because it's a deep cornerback class. You move on from Darren Waller, guess what happens? This is a deep tight end class. These guys are making smart moves, man. I know it sucks, you guys, because we're the Raiders. We're not used to having great things unless you're a fan back in the day, right? You know, I've been around for some winning seasons. So, you know, but we're not used to having great things. So when you have homegrown talent like Darren Waller or Josh Jacobs, if we decide on moving on from him, you know what I'm saying? Or if he doesn't want to play here anymore, you know, it's hard to move on from homegrown talent. I get it. I definitely understand that notion. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for this team. And if you can get Darren Waller's contract off the books and help build this defense up, you have to do it, man. You have to do it. Let's see what else is going on Twitter. People are having fucking meltdowns right now. This is actually really hilarious to me. Let me see. Y'all are tweaking, man. The Eagles just agreed to return to a deal with Rashad Penny. That's a sneaky pickup. Hondo says, not surprised the Raiders traded Darren Waller to the Giants. Somewhat surprised at the timing. He had issues with his availability. Talk that shit, Hondo. Sometimes I feel like some of these guys, man, They look at this as a time to monetize off of it, right? Like in a sense of when you freak out, you get other people to freak out, and you know what I mean, and you get more clicks, and you get all this. Look, y'all, I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna be me. I'm not gonna come on here and lose my mind and get into conspiracy mode of why this guy is gone and yell at and what are we doing? I'm not doing none of that shit. At the end of the day, man, I think it was a smart move. It was the right move. Like Hondo said, the timing of it is kind of a trip. But at the end of the day, man, who cares? Like, who cares, man? Who really cares? If you feel that we can't make up for the productivity that Darren Waller put on the field last year, you're bugging. You're bugging. Zeeg pissed from last season. Heads rolling. Steven, talk that shit, bro. Talk that shit. Talk that shit. Yeah, great. We got a top 100 pick for Darren Waller. Hey, Docs, what would be your surprise pickup in free agency? At this point, an offensive player. Raider guy, like at this point, a surprise pickup would be getting rid of Waller and going to get another tight end like Schultz or something, right? That would be surprising to me. You free up this money and then use it to go get somebody else. That would be a trip to me. That would be a surprise to me, my brother. Let's see how Raiders YouTubers turn this into a conspiracy, man. Oh my God. Is my Wi-Fi okay, y'all? Is my Wi-Fi cool? Shout out to my boy Jay Schilling. John says, Docs, I know you're trying to stay positive and keep us positive, but this ain't it. I think it is, John. I think it is. And I think we all need to stop freaking out. If you guys were saying my Wi-Fi, I really didn't mean my Wi-Fi connection. Kind of went over heads a little bit. Shout out to JT. Raider fans, we had Derek Carr and Darren Waller last year. How did that work out for us? Talk that shit, JT. Talk that shit. JT coming in here with haymaker after haymaker. Shout out to Big Mo. Still excited. Need to wait for the end product and see how it turns out. Think future, not the now. There you go. There you go, brother. There you go. We just got rid of a 31-year-old tight end. He'll be 31 in September, you guys. Just got over a 31-year-old. Just sent the 31-year-old tight end to the Giants. Often injured 31-year-old tight end. Shout out to O. My problem, why don't we just trade for the second? This is the thing, though, O. Everything that we hear is not always true, bro. Like, there was talk about Green Bay potentially wanting to send us a second-round pick, right? How true was it? How true was it? We don't know if that was even real. You know what I mean? It's easy to go off of woulda, coulda, shoulda shit. How true was that? I don't know. I don't even really think it's that true. Shout out to Nick. I would have felt better about Waller trade if Morrow was re-signed. It just feels like we're rebuilding again. No, we're not, man. I'm telling you, Nicholas, kick back, brother. I'm telling you right now, man. We're going to say this for the 30,000th time. This is a tight end heavy draft. It's a lot of tight ends in this draft that you can get on a rookie deal for the next 4 seasons. Don't worry about it, brother. We're going to replace Darren Waller. Stay tuned for that. Victor tweeted why it might have happened. Let me see. Let me see what he's talking about. Just like Scout tweeted, it's a great tight end class. Maybe retain Morrow. Just spend that $11 million on defense. Okay, this trade comes 10 days after Darren Waller's wedding to Aces guard Kelsey Plum. The timing is only interesting because Josh McDaniels accidentally leaked the news of his wedding to reporters at the NFL scouting combine. Waller was upset with McDaniels when the Las Vegas Review-Journal posted a story announcing the wedding was scheduled later in the week. The couple had not publicly announced their plans to get married. Look, I'm not going to go into this whole TMZ shit, bro. I don't really like, if that's the reason, man, whatever. Like, Motherfuckers is leaking each other's merit. Like, what the fuck? Come on, bro. That shit weird. Shout out to Zombie Mitch though. Like, I don't really. I think Vic is reaching at this point. Reaching. Motherfuckers is getting traded because of announcements with their weddings. I done heard it all, bro. I done heard. Bro, I could walk away from this shit today, bro. I finally heard it all now. Motherfuckers is getting traded because their wedding got leaked. Oh my God, bro. Shout out to my brother Hammer, man. We now have 2 third-round picks. Who's to say we don't trade one of them in our first this year and next year's second in Renfro for Cardinals overall third? Exactly. Or you can package up those 2 threes and move back up into the second and grab a steal. What if Drew Sanders is there in the second round? You could potentially trade those, package up those 2 thirds, move back up into the second. I love the way this draft is starting to look. For real. Wow. We still got to wait to see what the counter move is. I think the counter move was Jacoby. I think that was the counter move. It's the exact same amount of money, Black Sales. That was the counter move. This was a counter move to Jacoby Myers. 3 years, $33 million deal, $11 million a year. Well, guess what? You just saved $11 million getting rid of Darren Waller. I think that was the counter move. Tony said, this is going to be the best draft. Man, talk that shit. Talk that into an existence, bro. Talk it to an existence. Tom saying Josh is next. Hey, and guess what, man? Guess what, y'all? Y'all don't want to hear this shit. Y'all don't want to hear it. I love Josh Jacobs. I have his jersey. I have multiple Josh Jacobs jersey. That is my son's favorite player. If Josh is out of here now, so be it. So be it. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Josh said Waller will be a big part of what we're doing going forward. I don't know what the hell, Josh. What's up, my boy? You good? What's up? We just traded Darren Waller.
Darren Waller, why?
Huh? Apparently, man, wedding, some other stuff happened. I don't even know, son. It's
we traded Darren Waller.
Yep.
We don't have him anymore.
Nope, he's gone. He's out of here, my boy. Guess we still got Davante though. Yeah, Renfro too. Yep, but he might be gone too soon.
Hey, Dad.
Can
we go?
Yeah, we'll go throw the ball around. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second. Say what's up.
What's up?
Say Raiders.
Raider Nation, baby.
Let's go. Talk that talk, son. All right. Yeah, go get ready. Benjamin, why? We just got one in free agency. We just went and got Jacoby Myers. We have our wide receiver too. Derek vehicle stupid. Benjamin, we already got our wide receiver too. He said this dude Dow's getting too rich, man. He got his son in the Cuban. Man, that shit gonna turn his neck green, bro. Myers isn't good. Angry out. I love you, bro. I'm gonna leave you alone, bro. Yeah, it definitely didn't. While I had to question his love for the game year in and year out. He looked like he never wanted to be there. Adams is going to be traded to watch. I'm a Raider, man. I'm a Raider. If Adams is traded, if Josh Jacobs is traded, if Renfro is traded, if any of these guys is traded, I'm a Raider, man. So, hey, don't want those guys gone, but if they're gone, I'm a Raider, man. Yes, definitely had a better season than Mac Hollins. Max Crosby ain't going anywhere. Now, if you trade Max Crosby, right? Let's just or Davante. The thing with Davante is though, He's only been here for a year. He's already probably like, what the hell is going on? Right. So it would make sense if Davante was like, look, I just got here. Look, I'm not liking what's going on. Max is homegrown talent. If you decide on getting rid of Max Crosby, at that point, you really have to question, like, okay, what is going on? Like, what are we doing? Like, what is the plan? You know what I mean? At that point, it's really just a complete reset. Like, you're just like, you know what we have right now ain't going to work. Move on, period, point blank, the end. This mother said, he's a scrub. How? I'm just trying to figure out how was Jacoby Myers a scrub? He had 800 yards last season with the defensive coordinator calling the offense. 804 yards, 67 receptions, 6 touchdowns with a defensive coordinator calling the plays. And Bailey Zappa playing a lot of quarterback and Mac Jones struggling. The year before, 83 receptions for 866 yards. How? How is that? If that's a scrub, bro, I want to know who's good to you? Shit. Shout out to Maul. All the players re-signed for Carr are leaving. Not surprised. Waller, Renfro next. It's a new day, nation. Talk that talk. And if Renfro stays, more power to us. Love Hunter Renfro. If he leaves, damn. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Good riddance, sir. But at the end of the day, we got a better wide receiver 2 today with Jacoby Myers. Period. And on a very, very good deal as well, you guys. Very good deal. Rocksteady, Doc's 12 picks in this draft, and we'll probably get more because we'll probably end up trading back. Build this defense. Will, Tyree, or Jalen? Talk that talk, brother. All right, give me a second, son. I'll meet you outside. What's up? You got your gloves on?
Hey, it's a Raiders hat.
Mm-hmm. I'll meet you out there. Yep, Greg, facts. Unbelievable talent. Unbelievable talent in this draft, especially the defensive side of the ball. We now have 4 top 100 picks in this draft. Love it, man. Love it. I didn't expect to wake up yesterday, have Jimmy G as our quarterback. I didn't expect the day to wake up and have Jacoby Myers and Darren Waller traded. You know what I mean? Like, look, it's a new day, you guys. It's a new day. Keep putting that pressure. I play catch with my son every day. He knows what it is. Bottom, the gloves, the cone, everything. He knows what it is. Yeah, look, I'm very happy I don't have to hear anything about Darren Waller rapping no more. I'll tell you that. That man was moving to the Mecca. He can go rap all he wants in New York. Yo, Wasted. Go find him a studio, bro. Hammer, find him a studio in New York. It's funny, too, because I've said this before on the live. I actually recorded my Soul Nation song at Darren Waller's studio in Atlanta. So it's funny. It's always funny because the engineer was playing me a bunch of unreleased Darren Waller music in Atlanta, and I was sitting there like this. Sat there just like that. It's tough, man. Positivity vibe. Shout out to Bobby V, my dog, man. I appreciate you on the donation, King. Real talk. How's anybody hating on Renfro? We love Hunter Renfro, but if he's out of here, he's out of here. If our quarterback of 9 seasons was let go the way he was let go, why are we shocked to see Darren Waller, getting traded or potentially Hunter Renfro moving on, or even Josh Jacobs leaving? Why would you be shocked about that? This regime has been known, even at the running back position, known to have not really a workhorse back, but a plethora of running backs, running back by committee. I don't understand why y'all would think that they would come here and move any different. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are it's football, man. It's football. It's as bad as I hate to use the word expendable. A lot of these guys are expendable. This is not a rebuild, you guys. We're moving on from big time contracts and players that this regime no longer wants to have be a part of this. I respect Josh McDaniels enough to have the balls to make these kind of moves. Do you know how hard it is to sell this to a fan base like us, to come in and do all the dirty work, getting rid of Derek Carr, getting rid of Darren Waller? Shout out to Josh McDaniels. I know a lot of people, man, fuck Josh McDaniels. I'm not going to say that. It takes a lot of balls to come in here year one and year two, bench Derek Carr, move on from Darren Waller. That takes a lot. Shout out to him, man. Now, if it works, he looks like a genius. Now, if he doesn't, hey, get rid of him. I'm cool with that. But Josh did what needed to be done. He came in, said, I am the leader of this team now, this locker room. I'm getting rid of these guys. Shout out to him for having the goal to do it. I never knew a rebuild Pac was trading Darren Waller for a third round, for a top 100 pick. How is that a rebuild? How is it a rebuild? When your tight end, your starting tight end, been hurt for the last 2 seasons and he's getting paid an astronomical amount of money. How is that a rebuild when you trade Darren Waller? A rebuild is trading Davante Adams and Max Crosby. That's a rebuild. Your 2 generational talents on your roster. A rebuild is saying, you know what, let's go get what we can for Max Crosby and Davante Adams while we can. Those are the only 2 pieces on this roster that if you move on from those guys, then you know, oh yeah, we're restarting this whole thing. Now, if one of those guys go, I agree with you. It's a complete rebuild. Until then, it's not. Who paid him? Who extended him? Yeah, we know who did that. And guess what? They did it in the perfect way. They extended them, watched them, got a chance to sit back and see what they were, and they had an out in their contract. So yeah, we know who paid them. We know who extended them. Congratulations. But they also were smart enough to put it out in their contracts to move on from that. He went to the New York Giants.
So now we have their tight end?
No, we got a 3rd round pick. We got a really good draft pick for him, son. Yeah. You ready to go ball? All right. I'm going to go play with my son. Time to throw the ball around. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Breaking news. Darren Waller has been traded to the New York Giants for a 3rd round pick. We now have 2 3rd round picks, you guys. The 100th pick in the 3rd round. We got a top 100 pick for Darren Waller. So there you have it. It is what it is. I know that's funny, huh?
That's the guy from the Adams family.
It is the guy from the Adams family. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all, man. We out. 1. Subscribe to the channel.